The White House now dealing with yet another major optics issue, thanks to first son Hunter Biden. It started on Tuesday after he agreed to plead guilty on 3 federal charges. Many considered it to be a sweetheart plea deal from the Department of Justice. And just 2 days later, Hunter was spotted at the White House's state dinner with Indian Prime Minister Modi. But earlier that day, an IRS whistleblower made some bombshell claims against the president and his son, suggesting that President Biden may indeed have known about his son's overseas dealings and alleging political corruption in the Hunter Biden tax probe. But instead of laying low and maybe keeping some distance during this period, Hunter Biden made yet another high-profile appearance, traveling to Camp David with his famous dad over the weekend. And now it appears the White House is attempting to dismiss these concerns.
If Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with federal prosecutors?
Well, a couple of things. Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House.
I mean, not an unreasonable question to ask whether the President of the United States was involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of a coercive conversation for business dealings by his son. Is that something, if he wasn't, then maybe you should tell us.
Yes or no, was the president involved in the shakedown?
I just answered the question by telling you my colleagues at the White House Counsel has dealt with this, and I would refer you to them.
Lisa, I love the imagery of Hunter Biden there at Camp David while his dad is on Zoom calls with global leaders around, discussing the incursion in Russia, just like when he was rooting around in the garage driving the Corvette with the classified papers behind. It's like this guy is everywhere, and I'm not quite sure why.
Well, I also because he can. Look what happened to Hunter Biden. It was a slap on the wrist. The allegations that Merrick Garland and the Department of Justice interfered to protect Hunter Biden. Our government's been captured, right? Like, we are so far away from the vision of America of decentralization. The biggest problem, the most dangerous thing in America right now is the centralization of government, the power that bureaucrats, the deep state has. And it goes back for a long time. Ron Paul was talking about in 1998 that it was almost as the FBI was designed to spy on American citizens, talking about how Woodrow Wilson spied on citizens, had them arrested who disagreed with his foreign policy. You can go back to the FBI spying on the Barry Goldwater campaign at the direction of President Johnson. They told Martin Luther King Jr. to kill himself, try to extort him, right? So our government's very, very corrupt. And so I think even though the, Joe Biden and the Hunter Biden stuff really bothers me and scares me, I think our country and our government and the fact it's so corrupt scares me even more.
And there's an element of flaunting, Sean, that we see here, because it seems to me that, again, instead of laying low and at least appreciating the severity, the enormity of what is surrounding him right now, even though I guess misdemeanors aren't that enormous, he's really taking advantage of his father and his father's positions, which aren't those the allegations?
Oh, I disagree. I think Joe's taking advantage of Hunter. So listen, this makes complete sense to me. So when you have a crackhead, coke addicted son who in the text messages has a lot of animosity towards the father, towards his dad, you keep your friends close, you keep your enemies closer. So Joe Biden does not want to not invite Hunter to all of these events, doesn't want him not at Camp David. When Hunter could go rogue, you want to keep him very, very close. And yes, you're going to get the press to blow up and ask you questions, give you pushback, but that's better than having a son out there who could sell you down the river and ruin your prospects for 2024. So this makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, like a falling on the grenade, Jerry.
Absolutely. Well, what stands out to me, because I study taxes a lot, right? And I'm very concerned with what Americans have to pay and that there's not a double standard. And here we have a big fat double standard, right? President Biden says, like everybody should pay their taxes, especially the very wealthy. And guess what? His son is not paying his taxes. 2014, 2015, the Burisma income, he doesn't report it as income. He reports it as a loan. Let me tell you, this is the oldest tax dodge in history. It happens all the time. And he did not report what he paid in interest or even his loan payments. 2017, 2018, he fails to pay $200,000 in taxes he owes. This happens over and over again. And it seems to me like the president should stand up and say, son, it's time to pony up.
I don't know if I foresee that, though. It seems that recidivist Hunter keeps just getting away with it with his father's blessing.
Yeah, you know, I think that the fact that you had Hunter at Camp David, the fact that you had Hunter at the dinner with Modi, the big state dinner, shows that the White House has made a calculation that the American people do not care about this issue and that Joe Biden's impervious to any sort of political accountability, but not so fast, Joe. I mean, you look at the Harvard-Harris poll, 59% believe the laptop is real, Hunter's laptop. 55% think the FBI and DOJ are not looking into it. And 63% say Hunter engaged in influence peddling. And, oh, wait, 53% say his dad did, too. So, look, maybe the American people decide we don't care about all this, even though we believe they influence peddled. But that's a risky, risky bet. And they just keep flaunting, to your point, Hunter, front and center. Look at my son, Hunter.
Yeah. And I argue that percentages would be even higher if the mainstream media weren't absolutely suppressing this or crafting the narrative as the president's struggling son, which the Washington Post liked to do. Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.